There is a lot of breaking news that is happening right now. Confirmations from Russia, confirmations from Ukraine, and one American who has the cojones to tell the truth. We're going to jump right into it now. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. As you can tell by the title, Russians are evacuating, and I will confirm that for you. Ukraine has made a lightning strike back into the Kursk region. Of course, Russia doesn't want that. Ukraine does want that. That's the purpose of the thumbnail, but it is facts. I am actually going to show you now the Russian map. So Ukraine's new push into Kursk. This is not deep state. This is not some map that is coming out of a pro-Ukrainian side, but this is actually the map coming from Russia. And you can see there, and I will show you this on the map in just a moment. You see the two blue arrows, and the black represents the border of Ukraine. And Russia. This is a push back into the Kursk region. This is above Sumy. And I can tell you right now that the Russian towns are being evacuated. Ukraine has blown up bridges, and Ukraine is pushing into this region. Perfect timing because of the May 9th victory celebration. And as I remind you, this is a week of celebration that culminates in that big Victory Day parade. Now, let me go over here to the map and I will actually show it to you. So right here, this is the city of Sumy. And this is the border roughly with Ukraine and Russia. Right here towards Sujja, this area here, is where Ukraine is still in the Kursk region. Every statement that's coming out from Putin is a lie. But the new invasion today from Ukraine is into Tuotkino. And this is the town, the bigger town, that Russians are being evacuated from. Additionally, Ukrainians are recommending evacuation from Bilopilia, which I have worked in Bilopilia many times, in Vorozhba. Lots of wonderful people there, Ukrainians that are fighting for their nation, but Ukraine wanting them to back up. So I'm going to tell you the truth both ways, but I can tell you that Russians are evacuating Tuotkino right here on the Russian border as Ukraine has come in. What did Ukraine do? I can tell you it's confirmed they blew two bridges right here and they've made their assault. That has all happened. It is breaking news. And as I'm sharing with you, I'm giving you actually the Russian map. So I hope that helps. Hey, it's great news. It's perfect timing. Now, I want to get to the second big story. And after that, we're going to come to the one American who actually gets it. And there are more than one, but he's got more of a platform to tell it. And he makes a statement on 60 Minutes and Trump will go nuclear. But that'll be fine. As expected, well, as I expected and others expected until May 10th, you say, what am I looking at right there, Greg? You're looking at all the mobile operators and mobile platforms that are operating in Russia, specifically in, of course, the Moscow region, but all throughout Russia. Mobile companies like a Beeline there. You can see Beeline or MTC, which would actually be MTS. And then the whole list, plus other platforms that will work in partnership with cellular technology like a WhatsApp or a Telegram. These are offline in the Moscow region in the city until May the 10th, all the way through the 9th, the Victory Day parade over. Russia coming out and saying if you need to use internet technology during this week, you will be using it on Wi-Fi. Now, why is that? Because just like Russia uses cellular technology inside Ukraine to strike Ukrainian targets, they put cellular chips for navigation inside these drones. Ukraine can do the same, and I'm sure is doing the same. I won't tell you, but sure, they're doing the same, using cellular technology, pinging off cellular towers for guidance and GPS coordination and targeting attacks. So Russia already worried. No. Now Ukraine is invading. Now we're flipping off our cellular technology. And I can tell you also that S-300 and S-400 air defense systems, up to 280, are being rotated out of Belarus into the Moscow region. So, as we've talked about the last couple of days, just the threat, just the veiled threat from Zelensky has Russia in a panic. And it's perfect play because now the onus is on Russia. The onus is not on Ukraine. I'm fully confident that Ukraine's not going to target out Xi Jinping and try to take him out. They're not stupid. They're being smart. This is a war. And sometimes it's more about the rhetoric. It's about the talk. It's about watch what this one hand is doing while my other hand does this. And that's what we're seeing with this incursion into Kursk. They're so worried about Moscow. They're moving defenses out. And here comes Ukraine. Let's blow some bridges and let's roll back into Kursk even stronger. Once again, that's a Russian map. Now, John Bolton on Russia. He was on 60 Minutes, and I know Trump will be going nuclear on this, but I completely agree with what this man is getting ready to say. And for all of you out there that are not Americans, this man gets it. John Robert Bolton, born November 20th, 48, American attorney, diplomat, Republican, consultant, and political commentator, served as the 25th United States ambassador to the UN from 05 to 06, 26th United States National Security Advisor from 2018 to 2019. Yes, you get it. He was Donald Trump's national security advisor 2018 and 2019. Now Donald Trump hates him. Hates him. Now, it does not work this way is what you're getting ready to hear. Friendship diplomacy is not real diplomacy. Now in parenthesis, Greg, would even suggest that this is exactly why Witkoff is the special envoy for Russia. Because Trump has no clue about foreign policy. He is way out of his league, as we can see by truths and tweets. Let's reopen Alcatraz and let's close Hollywood and let's do all of this. Listen, it's whatever hits his brain is what he tweets, and all of it is just absolute chaos. John Bolton laying it out truthful, and you need to hear it. Here it is.
He is now more in support of the Russian position than support for Ukraine. He's given Russia enormous concessions. He's agreed even before negotiations really begin on the substance that there will not be a full return of Ukrainian territory and territory sovereignty, which was the NATO position before he took office. There will be no Ukrainian membership in NATO, which has been the U.S. position since 2008. There will be no NATO security guarantees. There will be no U.S. security guarantees.
So the United States has swapped sides.
Basically, Trump has done a 180 to move the U.S. position to be closely aligned with the Kremlin. Trump thinks Putin is his friend, and he thinks Trump is an easy mark that he can use his KGB skills against, and which he has, in the first 100 days, used to great advantage since 2005, when a speech to the State Duma, Vladimir Putin said the breakup of the Soviet Union was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe. Trump thinks that international relations are basically equivalent to the personal relationships between the heads of state of the countries involved. So if the U.S. and Russia, we find Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin having good personal relations, then the two countries have good relations.
Is he right?
No. The fact that if he really wants to recreate the Russian Empire, he has to have Ukraine. And that's not just his view. That's the view of many, many Russians. People shouldn't underestimate the level of support that Putin has. Certainly.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and that's enough of it. I want you to hear it and understand it. John Bolton nailing it. He says the position has completely changed even pre-negotiations. No full return of Ukrainian sovereignty, no full return of Ukrainian territory, all things that had been agreed upon. Ukraine for NATO, that's been the U.S. position since 2008. No security guarantees. What we are witnessing is a Trump 180 on the American position. Putin is actually his friend, and you cannot do friendship diplomacy. And he said, remember, Putin's KGB and Trump is an easy mark. I can't wait to see Trump's nuclear response to being called an easy mark. But there's no question that he is. Any person that would post a picture of themselves as the Pope within a week of the Pope's passing, you're just a disgusting human being. That's all that's to it. So John Bolton calling it the way it is. Ukraine making a good move today, striking into Kursk region and Moscow in complete disarray. For me, that's a great day. We'll be back at you later. Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate new subscribers, likers, commenters, the messages that you're sending. Yeah, so many of you are so kind. Just found your channel and wow, thank you, thank you. No, thank you, because all of us together make a great team. Be blessed.